So during this session, we're going to explore why generative AI tools, particularly Aurora, has become crucial assets in our efforts for knowledge management at the IDB. Let's dig deeper in this issue. So what you see here is the vision for the knowledge bank included in our new institutional strategy to become the premier organization for knowledge production for Latin America and the Caribbean. And to do that, this organization, the IDB Group, invests in knowledge to support to influence public policy, to attract private sector investment to the region, to offer new solutions to development challenges, and to build consensus around reforms. And we know that the demand for that type of knowledge is growing, for that type of advice is growing. We also use knowledge to support public policy, country dialogue, programming, and to support development effectiveness. But we also know that having this growing demand for our support from the countries, but we also are facing, both the countries and the IDB are facing important challenges, new challenges that will influence and will have a greater impact in what means to become the knowledge bank for the region. And since some of you are older than others in the organization, you might remember that since 1990, this organization has implemented important reforms to support the knowledge production and systematization at the IDB. And those reforms have produced good results. However, they couldn't take into account new challenges and topics that are arising. For example, global public goods, new cross-topic issues such as climate change or digitalization, nor the advent of artificial intelligence. And as our president said, now more than ever, the region trusts in us to provide that insight, those insights and that knowledge. And they trust that that knowledge will be robustly tested, will be cutting edge, will be pertinent, and will be relevant. And our strategy as a IDB group to achieve that vision is to generate and to disseminate knowledge that draws from or advances the global knowledge frontier regarding development challenges and regarding opportunities in Latin America and the Caribbean, and how best to respond to them. And we truly believe that we can achieve this vision by supporting, pursuing two objectives. The first, we generate evidence to fill the gap of that knowledge global frontier. And second, we can achieve better results from our projects if we are able to get a closer coordination between projects and the knowledge that we generate. For example, if we can systematize the impact that our project generates, if we can use more systematically that evidence to design and to implement our projects, and if we can strengthen our capacities to learn from our operational experience, for example, from lessons learned, to understand what works and what doesn't. And that's what we call strengthening the feedback loop between knowledge and operations. And how are we going to do that? As some of you may know, the bank has taken important steps toward the knowledge bank agenda. For example, we have created the Knowledge Advisory Committee, which is conformed by all areas of this organization who has a role or a responsibility within the knowledge production cycle. For example, BidLab, BidInvest, all the REAs, SEAs, SPD, etc. The organization is also offering resources to produce more evidence from our operations. We are designing an annual report on the state of knowledge at the IDB group. We are measuring the impact of the knowledge that we produce. One very important part of that strategy is using artificial intelligence and AIG to more strategically approach and have access to the vast amount information that this organization generates through its projects and through its bodies of analytical work. And that's where Aurora comes into place. And that's the challenge which we approach to the Tech Lab and to our colleagues from it, with whom we are very tight from the hips. And it has been traditionally very difficult to access to that amount of information. Why? Because of its volume, because it's dispersed, because it's unstructured. And although we know that AIG might not be the silver bullet to solve all our knowledge problems, nobody can deny that it has revolutionized the way we work. So we work hand in hand with our colleagues from IT and from the Tech Lab. Thank you to all of you who are here and to those who are not here, to test, pilot, prototype Aurora with the aim of providing accessibility to that knowledge and facilitating and making more efficient the way we produce analysis from our knowledge and produce insights for decision making. So our aim is that Aurora, once launched, will support responding questions like these ones that our colleagues from operations come to us every day. And by doing that, we expect that Aurora will strengthen that feedback loop between knowledge and operations. So I will let Mariana explain now what are the key characteristics of Aurora and how it will be deployed.
Thank you, Lorena. Let me see. So when Lorena came to us, to the Tech Lab, with this challenge that he was mentioning, we started experimenting and testing different generative AI tools, and we came up with Aurora. That's when Aurora was born. So we know that it's a really valuable tool for our operations and to access all the information we have in our operational documents, but we can see also that this is a really valuable tool for other use cases as well. So that's why also Aurora is more than operational. For now, it's going to be only that, but we are going to also be open to other use cases. So basically, what Aurora does is allows people to access the information in our operational documents. You can access the information, you can summarize, and you can generate new content. The idea is for like every employee to be able to access this information and save time. And the other thing, and I think Irene was also mentioning this, is that it's safe to use. Why? Because we are like, all the information is inside our organization. So this is super important because tools like ChatGPT are external, so you can have leakage of information that may be confidential to us. So that's super important to know. So our first step was to build this tool where the idea was to gain access to these super useful insights and valuable insights in what our operations provide, lessons learned, but also any information in seconds. Imagine that now if you want to get information in all our operational documents, you have to read them all and start looking for that specific information. With this, you can ask a question and you can get information in seconds. So this is very valuable. Another thing that I want to mention is that, I don't know if you know Find It, but Lorena can tell you about it. Find It is our knowledge search tool. This is going to be, Aurora will replace Find It in the future. And it's also going to be, as Lorena mentioned, the fuel for our knowledge platform. Okay. So Aurora is our first assistant. The document, we have 5,000 documents from approved operations. And the idea is to use this PCRs, sector frameworks, loan proposals, and country strategies to ask information. It's using our one of the latest like generative AI model that is GPT 4.0, and it's multi-language. So we have all the languages of the bank: Spanish, English, Portuguese, and French. Another thing that is important that I didn't mention is that the documents that we have are from 2008 to 2024. Also, and this is super important as well, the first version of Aurora does not include IDB Lab and IDB Invest, but in the following months, it will have the documents and the users from all the organizations, so it will provide value to the complete organization. We will continue also adding documents and users, and in the following months, we will have the publications, we will have TCs as well, and in the next year, we will add like knowledge, frontier knowledge, the semi-annual reports, and what was the other one? And another one that impact evaluations, yes. Thank you, Harold. See, we have collaboration here. And and we are open also to continue exploring other use cases that can be like of potential use in the organization. So let's meet Aurora. I know that many of you were downstairs and Harold showed you what Aurora does, but for the ones that were not downstairs and are connected online, this is something I want to show you. So let's meet Aurora. The idea is that you ask a question like that one you have over there, so that what has IDB's experience been with projects in the Amazonian region, and it provides a list of projects and programs that answers the question. And the thing that is important is that you have the sources, the references of where that information is taken from, so you can verify if the information is correct or not. Basically, to sum up, the Aurora will be launched at the end of July for 2,000 people. We will expand to the whole organization during the following months. And if you want to contact us, have any questions, you have the QR code here, so you can access our website. I don't know if you can, just in case, I don't see phones. Now, thank you. Okay, so you can ask us questions, you can even propose new use cases or like any recommendations that you have with what we have. So thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions or like suggestions, we are open for that.